Episode 20, Green Isn't Your Color. This is another Rarity episode, with Fluttershy as the co-lead. I'm Count Lurchalot, and this is Lukewarm Television. The episode starts at the Ponyville Spa, where it's revealed Fluttershy and Rarity have a weekly get-together there. During the spa treatments, Rarity explains why she was late. Apparently, while walking to the spa, she ran into a pony called Photo Finish, again a really obvious pun, who is the most famous fashion photographer in Equestria. Rarity was wearing her latest creation, which Photo Finish found marvelous, and she even wants to take photos at Rarity's shop featuring some of her clothes, which she feels could really boost her fashion career. Before we get back to the plot, I just want to say I appreciate how they show the difference in characters just by showing the spa treatments they have. For example, Rarity has a much more intense massage than Fluttershy does. It's at this point, Rarity needs to ask a favor of Fluttershy. She wants her to model her clothes, as Rarity feels Fluttershy is the most elegant pony in Equestria. Fluttershy tries to decline because she doesn't like being in the spotlight, but after Rarity continues to beg, she agrees. We then cut to Rarity's boutique, where she has dressed Fluttershy up for the show and is having Twilight assist with the lighting. Pinkie and Spike are also helping with costumes, and we get another cringe scene of Spike being in love. He's so in love, he's willing to be a pincushion for Rarity. Thankfully, Twilight agrees with me that Spike is cringeworthy. Spike then asks if he can tell them a secret, provided they don't tell anyone. They promise this, and we see the first instance of Pinkie Pie's signature Pinkie promise. We'll go more into that later. Spike reveals he has a crush on Rarity. Pinkie is of course shocked, but Twilight gives the face I would've. Twilight points out that everyone already knows this, but then Pinkie tells her about the importance of keeping a promise, and how if you break one, it's the quickest way to lose a friend. So Twilight says her lips are sealed, but she thinks Rarity will pick up on Spike's feelings, and I have to agree. Photo Finish then arrives, and of course, she makes a dramatic entrance. Also, for some unexplained reason, she's German. Why? I have no idea. I don't question why certain ponies have certain accents.
I, Photo Finish, have arrived.
They get started, and Photo Finish starts taking photos of Fluttershy. Rarity tries to get Fluttershy to be more confident, but Photo Finish doesn't, as she prefers the photos where Fluttershy is nervous. In fact, every time Rarity tries to give Fluttershy pointers, Photo Finish shuts it down immediately. After only a few photos, Photo Finish packs up and appears unimpressed. Rarity thinks she was a fool thinking she could impress her, but turns out Photo Finish was impressed, saying she's found the next superstar. Problem is, she's not talking about Rarity, but they don't know that just yet. Rarity is overjoyed by this, so overjoyed that she doesn't realize she's abusing poor Spike. Now I know I've trash-talked him a little, but no one deserves that. The next day, Rarity gets Fluttershy ready by dressing her up in something I feel is a reference to something I should recognize, but I don't. Photo Finish then arrives and immediately tells Fluttershy to dress in something more simple and nature-themed. Rarity says yes, but when she asks for time to get another costume, Photo Finish says that isn't necessary. It's here we realize it wasn't Rarity Photo Finish was going to make a star, it was Fluttershy. To be fair, Rarity, you did say Fluttershy was the most elegant pony ever, so you kind of brought this on yourself. Fluttershy apologizes for this and offers to back down, but Rarity feels that Fluttershy can't turn down this opportunity, and Rarity says she has to do it for her. Kind of peer pressuring her there, Rarity, doesn't really paint you in a good light. Fluttershy eventually agrees and leaves with Photo Finish. We then see Fluttershy suffering through the process of being a model, which includes Photo Finish being unable to decide if she has enough blush or not. Photo Finish then asks how Fluttershy is feeling, who of course is nervous, which Photo Finish thinks is ridiculous because she only has to face a large crowd of ponies who are going to be silently judging her. I think that would make anyone nervous. Also, I've talked quite a bit about certain conditions these characters have. I think we can all agree Fluttershy has a huge case of performance anxiety, which I can relate to as I have that myself. Not wanting to let Rarity down, Fluttershy goes on and is an instant success. From here, Fluttershy grows big as a model, much to her obvious discomfort in all the photos. On the negative side, Rarity is still being excluded from all this and gets jealous, but on the positive side, Fluttershy's success is helping both Applejack and Rainbow Dash financially. Unsurprisingly, Fluttershy hates this new popularity, as she can't walk around Ponyville without being bombarded by reporters, and flying doesn't help because they've got reporters who are Pegasi as well. She ends up hiding in Rarity's boutique, and Rarity must fight the urge to express her jealousy by telling Fluttershy she's so happy for her success. Fluttershy says she's having the best time, but that's clearly not the case. Unfortunately, Photo Finish somehow finds Fluttershy and drags her away to the next event. They agree to meet at the spa later at the usual time. After this, Rarity can finally express how she wishes she was the one getting all the attention. It's not helping her business either, as ponies only come in to see if Fluttershy is there and immediately leave when they discover she isn't. They also say they've never heard of Rarity, which seems a bit odd to me since the previous episode stated that her work has been praised in many magazines. Starting to question the continuity this show follows. Meanwhile, photo finish continues to show Fluttershy off to the public, and when Fluttershy tries to leave for social obligations, photo finish ignores her and takes her to the next public event. Meanwhile, at the spa, Twilight runs into Rarity, who has been waiting so long that her hooves have gone pruny. I question if hooves could go pruny, but whatever. It's at this point, Rarity finally expresses her jealousy to someone else, and even says she wishes that the shining star that is Fluttershy would burn out. Twilight scolds Rarity for this, after which Rarity admits that despite wanting to be happy for Fluttershy, she's simply jealous. She then requests Twilight not say anything. Twilight promises because she knows it's the quickest way to lose a friend. Pinkie then appears to reinforce the point. I know Pinkie Pie is all about being random, but I question how long she was waiting there, and if she was literally waiting there just for this. After Rarity leaves, Fluttershy arrives but is saddened to discover that Rarity has left. This leads to Fluttershy wanting to tell Twilight a secret. Twilight promises, but then Fluttershy makes her do the Pinkie promise from before. This is, cross my heart and hope to fly, stick a cupcake in my eye. I guess they had to censor the real version. Fluttershy finally confesses she hates being a model, and is only doing it because Rarity told her she must. Hearing this, Twilight attempts to tell Fluttershy what Rarity told her, but Pinkie then appears to remind her of the importance of keeping a promise. Seriously, Pinkie, why are you waiting in there? Later on, they're walking through Ponyville with Fluttershy in disguise, and Twilight asks why Fluttershy doesn't just quit if she hates it so much. Fluttershy says she can't because she believes it'll upset Rarity. Twilight nearly tells Fluttershy the truth again, but Pinkie again appears to remind her to not break a promise. I get the importance of keeping a promise, but I think Pinkie is going a bit overboard here. Fluttershy then states that if only every pony didn't like her so much, then Photo Finish wouldn't want her to model anymore. This gives Twilight an idea. Unfortunately, she's a bit too enthusiastic about it as she exposes Fluttershy to the public. Twilight explains her plan to Pinkie in that she's going to use her magic to make Fluttershy unattractive during the next fashion show. This means Fluttershy won't have to model, Rarity won't be jealous, and Twilight won't have to keep their secrets. Then she forces Pinkie not to tell. Pinkie then does an overcomplicated mime explanation to explain that her lips are sealed. I'm not gonna explain it here, too complex. At the next fashion show, Fluttershy agrees to Twilight's plan, and they execute it while she's on the walkway. This includes things like making Fluttershy pick her nose and act like a dog. The plan seems to work, as the entire audience turns on Fluttershy. Unfortunately, Rarity then ruins the plan by applauding Fluttershy. Because Rarity is dressed in something gorgeous, the other ponies decide she clearly has an eye for fashion, so if she loves it, so do they. So of course, this leads to applause from the other ponies. Then in Fluttershy's dressing room, she again expresses that she thinks this is because Rarity wants her to model so badly. It's at this point, Twilight has had enough and decides to tell the secret. But then Twilight learns the consequences of making a Pinkie promise. You literally can't break one, and every time she tries, she forces herself to be quiet. Rarity comes in to ask if Fluttershy is okay. She says yes because she's a famous fashion model. It's at this point, Rarity admits that she initially wanted the crowd to turn on Fluttershy because she was jealous, but then she wondered how could she want Fluttershy to fail at something she loves. During all of this, Twilight is trying to tell the truth, but like I said, you literally can't break a Pinkie promise. From here, Fluttershy is finally able to admit she hates modeling and only continued because she feared Rarity would get mad at her if she quit. Rarity follows this up by admitting she believed if she told Fluttershy she was jealous, Fluttershy would consider her a terrible friend. Fluttershy admits she could never think that, and they realize that if they had just been honest with each other, none of this would have happened. From here, they promise to never keep their feelings a secret again. They even Pinkie promise it. Personally, I don't think I would ever make this. Too many consequences if you can't keep your mouth shut. Photo Finish then comes in wanting to continue Fluttershy's career, but Fluttershy states she won't be continuing, leaving Photo Finish unsure of what just happened. Unable to keep a secret anymore, Twilight finally breaks. However, the secret she admits is that Spike has a crush on Rarity, but we all knew that. Maybe she was able to do that because she didn't Pinkie promise that. Then Pinkie, who is somehow in the mirror, is disappointed because Twilight was doing so well. At the Ponyville Spa, we get the lesson for the episode, that being a good friend means being able to keep a secret, but you should never be afraid to share your true feelings with a good friend. Unfortunately, Spike didn't get any of that because he is still angry at Twilight for spilling the beans. She admits she was wrong and she's sorry. Spike accepts her apology, but says he's too busy to write right now. As a teenager, this was probably my least favorite episode of Season 1. And of the ones I've watched so far, it probably still is. The conflict of this episode could have been easily resolved if they had just been honest with each other. I think Rarity also needs to stop peer pressuring others. That being said, I can appreciate a lesson on communication, because as someone with autism, communication is something I constantly have to work on. So I'm glad My Little Pony found a way to portray it. Thanks for watching, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you at the next review.